When I was on my surfing vacation a little while ago, I read Thomas Dubé's book, Happy Are You Poor? The title is based on the first beatitude in Matthew 5, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The book was extremely challenging. When I bought it, I thought he was going to talk about how we're all poor in spirit and broken and wounded, but the Lord loves us anyways, and we need to just accept that. The book wasn't about that at all. The book was literally about being poor, about selling the Acura and the big screen TV and dropping the fancy vacations and living a simple life. What Thomas Dubé calls factual frugality. And his point is, if you want to become a saint, if you want to enjoy mystical union with Jesus, if you want to enjoy the delights of the spiritual life, you have to embrace Jesus' call to leave everything, to be detached, and to live a life of poverty, or what Thomas Dubé calls factual frugality. Again, the book, extremely challenging. I find the whole topic of responding to Jesus' call to evangelical poverty sometimes complicated, Like, do I buy this car or that car? Do I buy this computer or that computer? Do I save money? Do I invest? Like, what do I do? And he says at the end of the day, each person needs to discern that for themselves, but keeping in mind Jesus' very clear teaching. You gotta be detached and literally, factually frugal, If we as a church put this into practice, the church would be a much greater witness, authentic witness of the gospel. And the truth is that there's a sadness to having the riches, too much of the riches and pleasures of this world. Have you ever heard the expression spoiled rotten? This person is spoiled rotten. Well, if we have too much comfort in our life, we can't run the spiritual race. Our spirits become rotten. They don't have that vibrancy, that heavenly delight. The Lord wants us to be detached from the things of the world so that we can be filled with the delight of God, and that involves a factual frugality, a sparing, sharing way of life, like Father Thomas Dubé says. So let us try to respond to Jesus' call. Let us be poor so that we may have the kingdom of heaven.